mes amis, aujourd'hui dans cet épisode, j'aimerais partager avec vous un poème dont le nom est une Malabaraise. Today in this episode, I will share a French poem, une Malabaraise, with you. It is taken from the book Les Fleurs du Mal, written by Charles Baudelaire. Let's start by discussing a few things about the poet. Charles Baudelaire was born in 1821 in Paris. His poems are described as exhibiting mastery of rhythm and rhyme. They are exotic in nature and are based on observations of real life. His most famous work, a book of poetry entitled Les Fleurs du Mal, The Flowers of Evil, expresses the changing nature of beauty in the rapidly industrializing France during the mid-19th century. Our poem is from the same book. I chose this poem as I find it very interesting. Here, the poet is fascinated by the beauty of Malabari women. Malabari people are those who live in the southern coastal region of India. The poem gives an outward view of the life of a Malabari woman, further comparing it to life in France. Okay, so let's start with the first three stanzas. Tes pieds sont aussi fins que tes mains, et ta hanche est large à faire envie à la plus belle blanche, à l'artiste pensive ton corps est doux et cher, tes grands yeux de velours sont plus noirs que ta chair, au pays chaud et bleu où ton Dieu t'a fait naître, ta tâche est d'allumer la pipe de ton maître. Here the poet compares the beauty of the Malabar women with white women from France. Literally meaning, your feet are as fine as your hands and your hips are large enough to make the most beautiful white women envious. To the pensive artist, your body is soft and dear. Your large velvet eyes are blacker than your flesh. In the hot and blue countries where your God made you born, your task is to light your master's pipe. The next three stanzas are de pouvoir les flacons d'eau fraîche et d'odeur, de chasser loin du lit les moustiques rôdeurs, et, dès que le matin fait chanter les plantons, d'acheter au bazar ananes et bananes, tout le jour où tu veux, tu mènes tes pieds nus et fredonnes tout bas de vieux air inconnu. Here the poet describes what the Malabar woman does throughout the day. Literally meaning to provide the flasks with fresh water and scents, to chase the prowling mosquitoes far from the bed, as soon as morning makes the plane trees sing, to buy pineapples and bananas at the bazaar. All day long, wherever you want, you lead your bare feet and hum quietly old unknown tunes. Moving on to the next three stanzas. Et quand descende le soir en manteau écarlate, tu poses doucement ton corps sur une natte, où tes rêves flottent sont pleins de colibris et toujours comme toi, gracieux et fleuri. Pourquoi, leurs enfants, veux-tu voir notre France, ce pays trop peuplé qui fauche la souffrance? Here, the poet describes how the Malabar woman lives peacefully and a tranquil life at her place and questions her as to why she wants to move to France, which is cold and overpopulated. Literally meaning, and when evening descends in scarlet cloak, you gently place your body on a mat, when your floating dreams are full of hummingbirds, as always, like you, graceful and flowery. Why, happy child, do you want to see our France, this overpopulated country mown down by suffering? Moving on to the next three stanzas. Et confiant ta vie au bras fort des maras, faire de grands adieux à tes chers Tamara. Toi, vêtu à moitié de mousseline frêle, froissons là-bas sous la neige et les grêles, comme tu pleurerais tes loisirs doux et francs, si les corsets brutal impressionnant tes flancs. Again, the poet compares the clothes of the Malabar women with those of the ladies in France. He says, literally, and entrusting your life to the strong arms of the sailors, bid a farewell to your dear tamarinds. You, half-dressed in frail muslin, shivering there under the snow and hail. How would you mourn your sweet and frank leisure if the brutal corset imprisoning your flanks? And moving on to the last two stanzas, il te fallait glaner ton souper de nos fanges, et vendre le parfum et tes charmes étranges, le huile pensive et suivant dans nos salles brûlants, des cocotières absents les fantômes épars. Further on, he says that the dirty fog of France will replace the lovely coconut trees from your place. Literally meaning, you had to glean your supper in our mud and sell the perfume of your strange charms, with a thoughtful eye and following in our dirty fogs the scattered ghosts of the absent coconut trees. Thus, we see here that in this poem, the poet really admires the beauty of the Malabar coast and people living there. In comparison to France, he finds South India much better. Donc, avec cela, nous terminons notre poème. À bientôt et merci beaucoup.